look, see if anybody's on during the day. That's the reason I'm here. I wanted to talk about in the main relapse prevention, because that's, for me, that's the main problem with alcohol. If you can't prevent a relapse, you're knackered, really. And you've got to be very strong to stay sober. That's the issue here. If you can't stay strong, then you're gonna fall by the wayside, unfortunately. And even after a long period of being sober, you can completely just disappear into the ether, really. You're back to square one very quickly. If anybody out there, give me a shout. And the best way, I think, to prevent relapse is to focus on something else. Your mindset has to change. You have to become aware of your situation, and aware that alcohol could kill you, potentially. Which is what happened to me, because I'm a liver packed up, basically. There's a lot of other things from the liver. Your blood pressure can go sky high, you can have strokes, you can have all sorts of problems. But the main problem with relapse is you don't realise when you feel a bit better, or you're going to go back in the booze, how quickly it will take you down again. From being fairly, or being very ill, some people go back on it. As soon as they feel a bit better, it'll take you back again, further back than it was before, with the kindling effect. So relapse prevention is my main aim, especially for this month, because it's been very warm, isn't it? And it's very inviting to go for a drink when it's warm and everyone's out and you think everyone's having a good time. And you've got to focus on why you're sober, why you're trying to get sober. And the main reason is for health reasons. Because you haven't got your health, you've got nothing, have you? Your health is your wealth. When I was hospitalised in 2019, I realised how important health is. And it makes a massive difference to your mindset as well. I mean, now I've got a different life. I feel like a new person, really. But I had to change my life, because my life was, I retired reasonably early. My life was just drinking. That was it. I did very little else. I didn't eat properly. So you've got to realise that all you're doing when you think, I want to go to the pub and have a little beer, it's going to start off this negative snowball effect. And everything will be back to normal. You'll be feeling rough again. You'll have hangovers. You'll have heart palpitations. Your liver will be affected. Your pancreas will be affected. Everything will be affected again. Because the funny thing about alcoholism is when you recover, you want to go back, even though you've been in a mess. That's the funny thing, You want to return to what we thought was social drinking and be, like a normal, well, say normal drink, just a social drink. But you can't do that. But it's very tempting just to have a drink, isn't it? I could have one a day. I'm not going to. You've got to be strong every day, see. That's why they say one day at a time. Because if you don't look at it like that and break it down to one day at a time, then you could have all sorts of problems. And that's why people die, and that's why people drink after liver transplants, all this sort of thing. There's a very, very strong desire to become part of society again. I think that's a big thing. Because it's so normalised, if you don't drink, you're often seen as a bit of an outcast. God, why doesn't he drink? Something wrong with him. He's an alcoholic. Well, obviously we are alcoholics, aren't we? We're problem drinkers. Maybe we've got alcohol use disorder, they call it now. To me, it's alcoholism. Simple as that. Over 22 years ago, with a bang, and I'm never drinking. That's amazing. 22 years is fantastic. Let's put these glasses on so you comment. I mean, 22 years is just incredible, isn't it? The most I did was 8 years. And I drank again because of an emotional issue with a relationship, really. So you've got to watch that as well, because these people can get you to drink again, and then you're back to square one. They'll leave you in the hospital bed, really. That's not what happened to me, but that's what happens in general. You're sort of like not forced to drink, but you feel that you've got to fit in with day-to-day living, really. It's everywhere, isn't it? You can't, go to a wedding and people say, oh, no, I didn't have a drink. Just have one and all that. And you start having dating people. Why can't you just have one? You don't have a drink on holiday and all this. You feel pressure on you to have a drink. I got off the Valium too. So how long were we on Valium for? Because I had a few spells of it. Well, it wasn't Valium, it was diazepam. Same sort of thing. To come up to sort of lessen the pain of withdrawal, really, and to come off safely. Because I first stopped suddenly and had a seizure. Well, a couple of seizures actually. One in the afternoon and one at night near the hospital. My dad was taking me to the hospital. You've got to come off cleanly, I think. The tapering off thing is recommended by doctors. You can do that if you're not addicted, I think. But I was so addicted I couldn't. I started it when I stopped drinking. When I was, man. Okay. okay. Yeah. I mean, what are your tips for preventing relapse? I think one of the guys on here, honestly, he came up with a fantastic one the other day, which was play the tape forwards. So you go to the pub now, and you have one or two. But by Friday, by tomorrow, you'll have 3 or 4. And by the weekend, you might be hooked again, and you'll be back on it. That's the problem, you see. It's not going to leave you alone. It will only leave you alone if you leave it alone, if that makes sense. And it's always ready there to just jump back in. He says tape it off, exercise is crucial. So, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so some people can get off taping. I couldn't, I was too far gone, to be honest. Yeah, I go to the gym most days, that's a very good point. I think exercise, food as well for me, I think that's what saved my life. Force myself to eat. Calm my purple, you have to learn to hate alcohol. Very true. Yeah. Learn to hate alcohol and learn to embrace and love sobriety. That's the key, isn't it? And don't let it beat you. Don't let it beat you, because it will if you allow it just 1 inch in. You know, open the door a little bit and it'll just flood in. That's the problem. That's why 1 is no good. That's why we can't just have 1. What's the point of having 1 anyway? I mean, some people are mentored and got off the booze and stuff like that. They'll say, oh, I wish I could just have 1 drink on a Friday with my steak or whatever. What's the point? Not going to take you right back to having 10. When Thailand and Valium is available at local shops for every two. Well, yeah, that's the difference. It's just UK we can't get it, isn't it? I mean, when I was really ill, if I would love some Valium was something to stop the withdrawals, but I just couldn't get any. And I drank to self-medicate, which was not a good idea. You know, and it's nonsense, isn't it? So, like I said before, I keep banging about this relapse, but to me, it's the worst thing you can do. Because it's going to harm everything, it's going to make it worse, and the more you're on and off it, the worse it gets with the kindling effect. So it's worth having a look at that. If you benefit from these streams, enjoying them, and please feel free to drop your sugar shots in there, and it all helps the channel. The reason I'm doing this time is just see how many people are on, really, because I do them at night now and again. That eventually made me dizzy and very foggy, but it depends on what you have, I suppose. I mean, I had the diazepam for like a 7-day period now and again. Not a lot of times, but it sort of weans you off, like 3 pills, 3 pills, 3 pills, and so on, you know, down to 1 and 0. I think it was a 5-day period, a 7-day period you put on these pills. I asked what diazepam was, and they told me it was alcohol, like an alcohol in liquid form. But I relapsed about 4 or 5 times, and then the last one I said 2014 to 20. I started drinking. Then 2019 I was in hospital, really seriously ill. It was horrendous. It took me down, you know, fast and snuff a day, really. Watching from Australia, Steve. I watched many of it. Oh, good man. OBI town. Yeah, it's good to see some other people from different countries in there because of the time difference, you know. Because, you know, certain countries are in obviously different time zones, aren't they? Well, other countries are. And the UK is a tiny part of the world, really, isn't it? A small little island. You know, we've got all of Africa to explore, and Australia, New Zealand, USA, Canada. Alaska has got a massive problem, apparently, with alcohol. It's very cool and very desolate, isn't it? And Russia, with the vodka drinkers, and you get some people on from Russia over time, and built, you know, really strong channel. But relapse tips always welcome, because that's the thing which is going to take you back, and that's going to kill you. I drink non-alcoholic beer most days, well, every day actually. I drink that Guinness. It sort of replaces the habit. It's kept me off it for many years. The reason I drank again, I never have cravings for alcohol. Not now. Maybe I did when I was younger, but I don't think I need a beer. It's a bit of a habit thing for me. So going to the pub now and again, having a Guinness Zero is not a problem for me, because I don't stay long, you know. Because when you're not drinking, you're not having this carry on. You drink it daily too, yeah. But I think it does us good. A lot of people don't like it. Some doctors say don't have it. On my 4th beer, 0.5. That should be okay. What is that, a lager or a stout or something? There's so many different types of 0% and 0.5%. I try to stay as close to 0% as possible, but I've never been triggered. Not now. I was so ill that I couldn't bear the thought of going back on it, you know. Desperados. Okay, right, okay. You know, I would never consider going back because I was so ill, and I felt I was dying. But when I got myself well again, a little bit better, about 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago, after my dad died, it would have been his 96th birthday, yeah. After he died, I got myself pulled together for the funeral and whatnot. And I went down to this local town in Northumberland. I thought, I wonder what it's like to just have one. I walked in the pub, and all, you know, the bright glitzy pumps lit up, and I thought, well, let's just have one of Stella, what should I do? But I didn't. I'm glad I didn't, because if I had, then I would have just gone downhill very quickly again, and that's the issue. And most of us have relapsed. It's part of the journey of sobriety, relapse, isn't it? But it will knock you. But whenever you promote to get sober, what with it? Is it available on WhatsApp? Yeah, it is. Yeah, WhatsApp. I'll give you the number. Get a pen. You can just tap on your phone. 07837 205 361. So it'll be +4 7837 205 361. It should be in a lot of the descriptions of the latest videos, actually, the number, and a link to Beacons if you need to get support and whatnot. It's all in there. As I said, if you're going to get something out of this channel, then please, no problem, Baby Joe, then please consider dropping the sort of chats in. It all helps me to keep going and to research and keep the channel up to date, modern, and keep on with the local trends, because a lot of different things being looked at with alcohol. And I think it's, to be honest with you, I think the NHS has given up in this country. There's just too many alcoholics. There's too many problem drinkers. A lot more women drinking too much as well. And I was speaking to a specialist liver nurse the other day who said, joining periods of ex-policemen, who was more the problem, heavy drinkers? Oh, as ex-police wise, looking at it, any vacations? Not yet. I don't know what we're doing next. Maybe go to Italy. Policemen, cannabis caused very few problems. All public order problems were alcohol linked. Drunkenness, football, match violence, maybe drink and drugs, but in the main, people get pissed up in pubs and it gets crowded and they start fights and all that sort of thing. I never came across anybody who got violent because of cannabis. Never. They tend to have cannabis at home. They don't go to booze and they don't go to clubs and have it, do they? So cannabis is, to me, is a lot less harmful in some ways. Some people can be affected by it, but alcohol is much worse. Alcohol kills a lot more people than anything else, doesn't it? Alcohol can lead to suicides. It's got all sorts of issues. We help an ex-offender get sober, of course. I'll help anybody. God, yeah. Just drop me a line, I'll sort you out. It doesn't matter who you are. God, Scouse, that's what you chat say. All right, we'll get rid of you then. Whoever you are. Have a nice time in Liverpool. But don't pinch any more hubcaps off the wheels. Yeah, Carmike, yeah, it's very available, isn't it? Even service stations sell it, all this sort of thing. It's not a good thing. It's more available ever now because obviously you've got pubs open earlier, like the Wetherspoons I mentioned, and early drinking leads to we'll get rid of the Scouse person because of all sorts of people there. There's some good people in Liverpool, good people everywhere. You always get some one wanker coming along, don't you? I've had a few. You get used to them. They're just twats, really, and they mean nothing to you. All this channel means to me is helping good people. And good people are what I'm there for, not dickheads, But it's nice to see a few comments from these dickheads because it all keeps the channel buzzing, you see, and it makes YouTube algorithm work better, which is good. So keep it going, Scouts. Keep it going as much as you want. Anybody else want to criticise? Fantastic. I'm not crying, but you'll be able to. Yeah, it does. I see a lot of pain in their 60s drinking. Oh, you do, yeah. I mean, Wetherspoon's just full of people who were there because they're bored, really, I think. But once the boredom kicks in, then they go there and have a few drinks, and they're all there all day. I was a problem drinker. If I started early in the day, I had to drink all day. And that's what they're doing. I mean, I pop in something for a breakfast and whatnot, or big tea and toast or a cup of coffee. And then you see people at 9, they're still there 9 o'clock at night. So, what sort of message is that? They're nearly all single men. Because no one would have them. No woman wants a drunken man. Or a Scouse person. Only joking, Scouse. You're my friend, really. So relapse prevention, yeah, there's lots of things you can do. I believe in, obviously, the gym, exercise, good food. And once you're off it, I've said this before, because I came off and I had seizures. Once you're off it safely, whether it takes medication or hospitalisation, whatever it takes to get off, or most people can just stop or taper off, most people, but don't do it without some advice, obviously. When you're sober, it's all in here then, isn't it? She'll have the drink or not. She'll pick up a pint, and you've got to convince yourself no, because it's not going to do you any good. It's going to harm you. It's going to break down your system. It's going to fuck up your mental health, really, isn't it? for me, it was huge anxiety, and that didn't help. And it made me worse because I used to think every next day was going to be better, and it wasn't any better. It was just horrendous. So I'm here to help and advise, and the few little tips I can give, even if it's just one person, would be good, wouldn't it? You know, to say to many people, thanks, Billy Joe, I appreciate that, and thanks for all the support I get. And if, as I said before, if you want to put a donation in through sort of a chat, so that would be wonderful. It keeps me able to keep doing this, and I like doing it because I'm helping people. To get support and nice messages to say, you saved somebody's life is fantastic. We can all do that as a group as well. We need 100 of us to get a really solid base, and then we'll move on to doing all sorts. He's telling us and he's dying for a drink. You do a very good job with your channel. Thanks, Karma. Appreciate that. What's up with this? When I finish this, I'll get rid of that Scouse dickhead. He doesn't deserve to have airtime, does he really? Put in a little button. I think I've got one on the computer. I'm trying to do this from the car, because I've got a lot on today. I'll get you on the next one. Need to charge money on YouTube. I'll go you on the next one. One need to use charge money. Well, I don't need to charge directly, but if anyone wants to give a donation, so hopefully you can also buy a coffee donation as well. Because why not? I need new equipment. I've got to get a good phone going and stuff like that. It all costs a little bit, but not a fortune. The main thing is if I can get messages and say, wow, you've done a good job. That's the main thing. If somebody wants to drop a donation in, great. It's even better, isn't it? Thank you for your tireless efforts to help people away from alcohol addiction, Stephen. You've helped many people. Thanks, Catholic Connection. That's very good of you. I'm pleased I'm helping. It's a big thing to me. So, keep focused on that. I do have coffee now and again, but I'm not that big on it. I've seen Bad Country. I spoke to him the other day. A bloke called Stu, very interesting chap actually. I did a bit of a shout out for him the other day. You need moderators to get rid of the scum in the comment section. I know, Baby Joe, yeah. I don't know how we'll set that up yet. I just need a couple of moderators, and I don't know how we're going to do that. But maybe if you private message me or something, or send me a text or a WhatsApp on that number, then we can sort out a couple of moderators to keep stupid people off, because it's a serious subject. We can make it fun as well, because we've got a lot of funny stories, but you don't want people coming on and just taking the piss. It's not right. It's supposed for you and it's supposed for everybody else. I mean, there are spoilers in life, the troll type people, but honestly, they don't affect me. But it is annoying for the people more than anything, And why should they be allowed to talk rubbish? Really, there's enough people talk rubbish in the world, isn't it? But the alcohol thing is killing too many people. It's causing major problems. And if we can get as a group of 100 people, 100 strong people, maybe approach the NSS, maybe approach the government. I can't do it on your own. Get things changed, because I know that I was never warned about the effects of alcohol. People used to bang on about drugs, but really alcohol's worse, isn't it? Because of its availability and price. And so many people go to pubs and clubs and drink at all sporting events, all that sort of thing. It's a massive, massive issue. It's a problem for a lot of people. A lot of families. I haven't spoken to many families who haven't been touched by alcoholism or some problem with it, whether it's drink drive or assaults or being a victim of assault. Domestic violence is linked, alcohol is linked to that, and child abuse and neglect, all linked. A lot of this is linked to alcohol. You hear these horrendous stories when some woman pissed off to Ibiza on her own because of holiday and leaves kids in the house for 5 days. All of that's alcohol linked. That's the problem. I think they should limit the strength of alcohol. Possibly, well, this cirrhosis currently, thanks, Pedro. Story gives me hope. It takes balls to go. You can do it, baby. You can do it. Limit the strength. This girl was saying with the cirrhosis of the liver used to present between the ages of 55 and 65, because it's a long-term build-up of scarring. When the liver tries to repair itself, it causes nodules, which become scarred. They're scars, basically. But your liver can function. So what you said was the presentation of people with cirrhosis is younger now. People in the 30s and 40s because they're drinking stronger stuff. I never knew any men who drank wine and spirits. When I was drinking, I just drank beer. I didn't like them. Most folks have 8, 10, 20 pints. It's still the same. It's still poison, but it's not hitting the liver as hard. It's quick. I know although young people don't drink as regularly because a lot of the workmen's clubs have closed and all that sort of thing, they're drinking stronger drinks when they're out, and binge drinking doesn't help either. It's not a good scenario, and there's, like I say, more availability. I had a friend who was a bit older than me, a little bit older, not a lot. He had problems with drink, and his wife was trying to get him off, and he used to sneak out of the house at 4 in the morning and go to a local petrol station and get it, and just sit in the garden or the shed or the garage, and drink. Availability is 24 hours, isn't it? It's much harder to get drugs than it is alcohol. I thought vodka would destroy the liver. Oh, all alcohol would destroy the liver, but it takes longer with beer, apparently, according to the medics. But when I went to hospital, the doctor said to me my damage was done when I was young. Not because I drank masses when I was young, but I drank regularly and I didn't have a day off. I had 2 nights off the drink in 30 years or something, or 25 years. So my liver really never got a full clean out, I never got a full detox, and it's not a good way to live, is it? And you lose weight, you don't eat properly, you don't focus on anything, you lose productivity at work. It's just a minefield of problems, alcoholism. And that's why, we need to reach out to we need to help each other as well. So if, like I said, if you want to drop a super chat in, I'd be very grateful. I'll give you a round of applause and highlight your message, because the messages are important from you, because we learn off each other, because all of us have had some issues with alcohol, even probably that Scouse geezer. I don't know what it is. But we're on here for a reason, and we all need to be healthy again. That's why most people are on. I mean, there's financial issues as well, but anxiety is a massive problem. That was my main health issue. Spleen done? No, nothing. No, that's about the spleen. No. Did you get your spleen done? No. Nothing on the spleen. But yeah, I only had the one issue, the liver. A lot of people I know have passed away because of heart attacks and strokes, because the liver obviously increases the blood pressure. Most people do. You keep a diary? I don't actually. I should maybe do. My partner keeps saying keep a journal, keep a diary. But a lot of this is kept on YouTube. It'll all be kept, all these shorts and videos and all that, and the lives are all kept on video, kept on YouTube. So that'll be. I don't really need to write it down. Oh, massive karma. Can alcohol cause brain damage? Korsakoff syndrome. Check that out. Alzheimer's. All sorts of things can be caused by alcohol. Even bone density is affected. And I read somewhere last night when I did this live last night. I went through a lot of medical issues, and one of them was something to do with the lungs. And how do the lungs get affected by alcohol? Bizarre, isn't it? A lot more complicated than you think. It's not an easy thing to fix. Alcoholism. It's down to you in the end once you've stopped to keep off it. That's what I'm saying. That's sort of the easy part, isn't it? It's not easy, but it's better than going for a heart transplant. What advice would you give to family, friends of alcoholics? Encourage them to stop, but you can't force them to stop. Only the person themselves has got the problem will make it happen. I mean, for years my parents said to me, don't drink. Cut down. I went to a doctor's when I was 30 with my ex-wife, so dragged me there by the ear. And she said, cut down, stop. And I just didn't want to, because I was a young sergeant in the Met and I had a good life, had a good social life. And I liked it. I enjoyed what it did to me. I enjoyed the taste. I enjoyed being part of the social group at the pub and all this sort of thing, So it was a massive part of my life, alcohol. And it just made such a big difference. But in the end, it caught up with me, you see. Like with old cars, we get older. You can't keep running at 100 miles an hour. You've got to take it easy. ABV was still you drunk when I think it was about 4.5. But I used to drink this Eingebrau Pils, which is made by Sam Smith's Brewery. We're based from Germany, but that's sort of linked to Sam Smith's. And a pub in Soho, a lot of pubs in Soho owned by Sam Smith. And that was about 6%. Steve, have you seen Rick's videos on Soberstar? AVOs. I saw a couple, and I'm not sure if they're all genuine. That's just my thoughts. He seems to have come out of nowhere, this Sober Strong chap. It's all a bit dramatic. That makes sense. I don't know what you think of that. If you want to donate, you can go on the coffee link, or you can do this super chat, so it'll be good. We have 24 minutes. We'll do about half an hour a day and see how it goes. Do you agree, AVRT? It's all a bit odd, isn't it? Yeah, he's a little bit too much of an actor, but not a very good one. Bad Country's good. Sober Liam's quite good. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Carla, because I agree. I 100% agree. I didn't want to say that. I'm glad you agree with that. Fake. Yeah, he's not realistic. If you were that ill, you wouldn't be as fat as that bastard, would you? I mean, I went out in 9 stone when I was ill. And I had all this problem, There's another good guy on from America. Oh, what's his name again? Scott Frieder. Have you seen him? Because a bit of a way to go before he starts making YouTube videos. Yes, I agree, Celtic connection. Sober free or something. What's his name? No, Scott Frieder. He's a good book. He talks about his cirrhosis and how he hid drink. And I think he was drinking spirits. He was hiding in bottles and all that. So I used to hide my cans and bottles places, but they would carry them around when I used to visit people and whatnot. I'd put socks on the bottles so they didn't clank. But I used to have this rucksack that was so heavy. I had a massive mark on my shoulder. Just this great big bottle. Kind of a drunk spirits. It would have been easier for drunk spirits to hide them. But I was on a plane a few years ago on my own. And this girl behind me, I didn't met her, sort of talked to her. And she was going downhill, really 2-hour flight, and she was just drinking this, what I thought was water. And I arranged to meet up with her for a meal or something, I think. And she said she drank vodka. Anyway, this bar in, no, it wasn't, it was Benidorm. She was drinking pints, right? You know what the measures like in Europe. Pints, so half a pint of vodka and lemonade. She had about 8. She was fine. And then she said, sent me a text later and said I was sick all over after an Indian meal. So, you know, it'll get to her. But she drinks masses. An ex-girlfriend of mine used to drink 3 bottles of wine a day and smoke 40 cigarettes. All she did was put weight on. She never got ill. Different people. You see horses for courses in different ways, isn't it? I mean, the maximum I drank was, it was quite often I drank 25 pints in a day. Because how can you drink that volume? If you start at 10 o'clock in the morning, you're still there 3 the next morning, you can drink that much. Long sessions we had. You know, we'd go to the pub, we'd go to the police club, and then we'd go to a nightclub and then go somewhere else and drink. You know, you can just fill in you sort of drink and sober up, don't you? If that makes sense. You know, in a way, you sober yourself up with alcohol. So it's not a good thing. Don't let Rob J208, he was saying that the murder I've heard in the comments. It was Rob JC through. Funny is now people get attached to things and start to comment and take it personally. It's weird, isn't it? It's got to be light-hearted, wasn't it? But it's a serious subject. We can't all banging about how bad it is. We did it for a reason, but I think we had some good stories, didn't we? But like everyone says who's got a bit of common sense, and I'll say it now, everything in moderation. You know, don't eat too many curries, don't eat too much fat, don't eat too many bacon sandwiches. It's just going to cause a problem, isn't it? Don't gamble too much, don't do this too much, and just be sensible, really grow up. See, the choice we had of social drinking is gone now. You've only got 2 choices. You haven't got the 3. And 3 were drink yourself to death, get sober, or socially drink. We haven't got socially drink anymore. You've only got 2, which is drink yourself to death or get sober and live a bit longer. And that's the way it goes. A couple more minutes if anyone wants to drop a sort of chat in or a question. We'll get rid of that Scouser geezer in a minute, I think. He's a bit of an idiot. You can apologise and come on and be nice, but we'll see what he's like. So there you have it. Relapse prevention. I respect you, nobles. Pure humility, honesty, and aggression to addiction. Yeah, you've got to fight it. You've got to fight this addiction. You can't just leave it dormant, because that's when it'll grab you again. When it'll catch you off guard. You just walk down the street and somebody will say, "God, I haven't seen you for a while. I haven't seen you for 2 years. Fancy a pint?" "Oh, no, I don't drink anymore." "Come on, just one." And you go, "Oh, I might just have one, be all right." But it's not all right, is it? Because you'll have 2. And the next day you might not have any. But you think, well, I had 2 pints in the day. I want to be normal again. There's a band on a local pub. I'll have 3 pints. And so it goes on. And a few weeks later, you're drinking from the neck of a bottle. But I mean, I didn't do that with vodka or anything. I'd had cans and cans and cans. Stacks and stacks and stacks of slabs of beer. And, you know, just in case I ran out. High anxiety. All sorts of mental issues I had. Thanks for buying me a coffee thing. I appreciate that. If you donate, please do. If you can't, it doesn't matter. I'm still here to help. And we're all here to help each other. That's why I keep banging about getting a strong group together, because there isn't just me who's got a problem. There isn't just me who's been through this. Some people have been through worse than me. I speak to a girl called Leslie who lives in Paris. She's had a transplant, and it was a successful one, you know. I know people who've had transplants and drank again who've died very quickly after. Imagine going through all that rigmarole of a transplant and then drinking again and finding your liver's shot and you're gone. That's the end of your life, isn't it? I thought it was the end of my life years ago, when I was in hospital and they told me I had cirrhosis. But it's not a death sentence, you know. Your liver will work. So I've got to see the consultant twice a year now. And she says to me, "God, you know, somebody told me when I first saw you in 2019 that you get this level of health I wouldn't have believed. And I said, well, what's happened? He said, we haven't drank, obviously. But I said, well, the liver's scarred. I said, yes, but things work within the liver. So my sort of liver function's fine now. Blood tests are fine. So I do pretty much what I want. To go from what it was like 2019 to now is incredible for me and my family and the doctors, really, and the nurses that I saw. And my partner's been with me 2 years. She didn't know what it was like when I was really bad, but she's very supportive as well. You've got to you get good people around you when you're good yourself, and the key message is to look after yourself, because if you don't look after yourself, no one else will. You know, you got to look after yourself before you can look after anybody else, and that's very important. You know. Okay, we've done half an hour, and thanks for being on here. It's been good to dive in for a little bit of time. That's true everywhere. You do attract what you are, 100%. If you're a good person, you get good people. If you become an arsehole, you meet arseholes, don't you? And that's just the way it is, unfortunately. So I say, if you want to donate anything, please do. I'll probably be on tonight at some point, but I'll let you know. Press the little bell on the notifications, and you should get a notification that it goes live, apparently. I've only been doing this for 14 months, and the live things are very new. Just about a week or so I've done these live ones. They've been quite good. To talk about things, not I don't unsubscribe to Rick Paul, yeah. Well, I don't think Rick's real, is he? Honestly, I've seen about 30 seconds. I thought this guy's not normal. The guys also in hospital were really ill. You couldn't be running around with this bloke with his dog and whatever he does in the woods. He's all a bit much, isn't he? He's just come out of nowhere. The other people like Sober Leon, Kevin O'Hara was good. They've been there a while. They seem to be sensible guys. This other bloke, he's a bit of a comedian, isn't he? But it's, you know, it's up to you what you're watching. But if you want solid advice with a bit of with a lot of experience, and stay really, if you want. Well, have a look at them all and decide what you want to watch. You get tips from everybody, don't you? But mine's grown very quickly. And when I've been doing this one-to-one mentoring, I've had a lot of success with that, and people stop drinking, which is great. And I get some really good messages from wives and, you know, girlfriends. Somebody's, you know, been helping. I spent my time helping people in the comments. But yes, he's fake. And oh, right, there you go. He's fake. Yeah. So there you go. You got to watch what you're watching, if that makes sense. Well, thanks all for that half an hour of chat, and I'll be on tonight. If you've got any questions, then drop me a line, and if you know, buy me a coffee donation if you want to do later on. And Caroline, Colin's on again. We'll stay a little bit longer. Hello, Karen. On a little break from booze, works easier, exercise easier, relationships more comfort. Yeah, if you come to drink, everything gets better. You work, you become better, you become more productive, you want to do more. And your energy levels are much, much higher. And that's, I mean, I couldn't go to the gym, I couldn't even get out of the flat. I was so ill. I was just stuck indoors, you know. I'm having a little drink of water. But I went to the gym earlier. Dehydration, isn't it? It's better to drink this than pints of lager. People say to me, I don't get bored. I never get bored. I've got too much energy to get bored. Social pressure persists. It does, yeah. Anyways, it does. But you just have to fight that. Be the minority, be the good minority, be the minority and be the best. Because you're going to be the fittest, the better look, and the one with the close fit. You'll have more money, you can go on holiday, you can buy a new car. The Wetherspoons group that I knew just go nowhere. They look 10 years older than me now, and they've gone back. You know, since I stopped 5.5 years ago, they've aged 25 years. And they're talking the same rubbish. You know, oh, Dave's a liar, the horse is lost, the greyhound's lost, Dave's got 3 pence. What? I'm not fucking interested in that, you know what I mean? Get through it when it gets hard and gets easier, your life improves. It does, yeah. Very, very quickly it does. It improves, everything improves. And if you drink again, it'll all collapse. And that's why we need to stay strong here. So drop me a little donation or buy a coffee, something like that. Keep going with it. Get some. I need to get a new screen for that laptop or something. I need to get a better laptop. As long as you can hear me and get the message out, that's all that matters really. And the message is, don't relapse. Paul Gaskin, everybody knows him. He always keeps saying, don't pick up the first one. And he's right. As soon as you pick up the first drink, then you're knackered, aren't you? And that's the issue. You can't afford to take the risk. And you think about it rationally. What is the point in taking a risk? There's none, is there? You just become anxious, ill, and very lonely. That's what happened to me, and then you go to the hospital and you got to be reliant on the pill. Right, we'll knock that off now, and I shall see you all maybe tonight. Have a good day, and get off the booze, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. And thanks for everything that you do, and thanks for all your support and nice messages and stuff. And we'll leave it for now. I'll speak to you all soon. Take care. We'll do this one quickly. Anyways, there's no social pressure. That's zero addiction, telling you. And go anywhere in any environment now. It's about getting control. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, getting sober. I call it sober confident. Then you won't feel the sober. You won't feel the social pressure then when you're sober confident, because you just I don't drink. Why not? I just don't drink. You don't have to answer anything. When you become that confident that you won't have any social pressures. That's a very good point. Become the best version of yourself, and get off the booze. And I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.